What's up, Banana Bunch? Bunch? Bunch?
Welcome to the Jungle Gyms podcast. What's up, Banana Bunch? You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Jungle Gyms podcast. My name is Mark. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather this week. I'm so sorry. You know what? How could they do that to me during Gemini season on the week of my birthday? Anyway, I don't feel that bad enough to do this. Great episode for you as always this week. You know, I was going to do a whole beer fest thing, but our new beer that we made arrived just a little too late for me to get it in time this week. However, that is why you should head over to, I can hear how sick I am. I'm like, wow, I'm taking a lot of extra breaths. But you should head over to junglefests.com and get yourself some tickets to the Jungle Gyms International Beer Festival that's happening on the 14th and 15th this week. I'll be there with you folks, partying it out. It's going to be great. I would say buy me a birthday beer, but guess what? You're at the festival. We have plenty of beer. It's great. You don't have to buy me anything. It's really, honestly, it's probably the best move ever. Really looking forward to that. Tickets are still available. You can buy them up until the day of the show itself. So you can buy Friday tickets as late as Friday. You can buy Saturday tickets as late as Saturday. You cannot buy Friday tickets on Saturday due to the linear nature of time. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you haven't been before, there's so much great stuff. We have a great video on our YouTube page, and I'll link it in the additional info section of both the YouTube version and the audio version that you're listening to right now, where we went around asking people to tell us about their first time drinking beer, their second time, or the worst time drinking beer, that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. I don't know. I just love always getting a chance to hang out with all of you because we don't get to do enough events, in my opinion. If it were up to me, I'd do one once a month. So having this is great. And I should mention, while you're on Jungle Fest, you should maybe just go ahead and jump in now because I think they're still half off. And I'm sure if I'm wrong about that, someone will email me at podcast@junglegyms.com or leave me a mean comment on this video. But the Weekend of Fire Hot Sauce Festival is back, baby. It's coming back in August. Tickets are available now. And I swear when I looked this morning that it was like 2 tickets for $7.50 or something insane like that. A great deal. You can try so many hot sauces. Not even just hot sauces, like hot foods, spiced things. And it's really cool. You know, last year was my first time. I have a pretty high tolerance for heat, but I don't always do it just because I don't enjoy being sweaty while I'm eating. It's like I don't want to sweat in a time of joy. But man, I tried so many cool things, so many sauces, like stanky sauces. Hung out with the team from Melinda's. I mean, there were so many great brands who we sipped on air last year from. I mean, it was ridiculous. I'm really looking forward to that festival. So while you're getting your Beer Fest tickets, go ahead and grab some of those too while you're at it. Why not? We can hang out then too. It'll be great. All right, now before I dive into this week's episode, and you know, I was thinking while I was putting together this episode, I was like, you know, what goes well with beer? Oh, complimentary nuts. So, of course, I'm joined this week by Henrietta Said. They're a brand of peanuts. They do spicy peanuts, really unique flavored ones. You'll hear me talk about a bunch of them on the actual interview itself. But there's an kimchi flavored one that goes so crazy. I think you'll love that. You know, they have some other more standard spiced ones, like a buffalo one. And they're, again, great for the public audience that they're a little spiced, but not too spicy. I think you'll still enjoy them. So they're joining me on the show today. It's going to be great. And I'm pulling up the Jungle Gyms app right here to see some of our deals because, as I mentioned every week, you can download the Jungle Gyms app for free. You can check out the weekly ad. It's a really easy way to do that. On Sunday nights, there's a little Easter egg on the weekly ad. You can tap in the upper right-hand corner, and you can see what the next week's deals are going to be. Pretty cool. And I always like going through this. So, of course, not only that, we have app deals that are exclusive where you can actually just scan this, and then you get a discount on certain things. Like this week, for example. You know what? You can get a little treat for your dogs. Blue Buffalo, normally $19.99. It's a 48-ounce bag of dog treats. They're called Grillers, but those are on sale right now, $13.99 when you use the app. I think this is a hot one because I've been watching everybody buy these today. But Nabisco's, it's the Chewy Chips Ahoy with fudge filling. I know head cashier Ray loves them. He told me yesterday, he goes, Mark, get yourself a glass of hot milk or warm milk. I think he said warm. Hot milk sounds way funnier. And dip that in there. It'll be a treat you never knew you had. Well, I'll let you know soon, Ray. Thank you for the heads up. So there's all kinds of fun stuff like that. But, you know, with it being Father's Day weekend coming up, which is another reason you should be maybe getting Beer Fest tickets for Dad if he enjoys a tasty bev or two. But this week, we have things like our Amish boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Now, if you haven't messed with our chicken, it's really great. It's, again, Amish produced, so there's like, yeah, pretty much. I'm going to read it here so I don't ruin this. But the idea, you can imagine, they're using no harmful ingredients in the raising. I'm pretty sure they're antibiotic free, all that stuff. Normally, those I think are $5.99 a pound, and they're on sale this week for $3.99 a pound. And if the deal is still available, it was a while supplies last one I saw because I took advantage of this yesterday. If you buy any package of those $3.99 a pound chicken breasts from the Amish farm, you get a free bottle of Lee Kum Kee soy sauce, which I was sort of like, that's an interesting pairing. I don't really know how it works, nor do I care. I just like free things, and so do you. So check that out. Jane has got some deals in the deli. We've got some, it looks like some New York strip steaks at $8.99 a pound this week. It's going to be great. And then Lou, we got a guy, and he's out here killing it, and he's been bringing all kinds of deals, him and all of our other buyers here. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you all for always bringing me fun stuff to try. But they've got things like Snyder's of Hanover pretzel sticks for 99 cents. That's crazy. Those are like $5 a bag normally. So as always some deals. Check out the ad on here. We are also still doing our 3-day sale. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you get special deals. The highlight for me in the 3-day sale this week are definitely those sweet red cherries over in produce. AJ, baby, you got the best cherries, and they're $2.99 a pound this week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, again while supplies last. Blah blah blah. I use some of those cherries to make one of the most indulgent ice creams I've ever made in my life. So I made this, I took his cherries, I made a nice creamy base, like a creme anglaise, but frozen base, and then I hand folded at the end after I'd made it, hand folded in like chopped up cherries and some dark chocolate chips we cut up. It is unbelievable. Actually, if you've never made ice cream yourself in a good way, this is one of those times that you should try it, because I've been making, the real crazy one. I've been blasting this on my personal social and just making everybody mad at me. But not a huge creamsicle fan, but I always wanted an orange or like a lemon dessert. That's why I like key lime pie, for example, things like that. So I made, again, using oranges from here at Jungle Jim's, I hand squeezed about 5 ounces of orange juice, which both took more and less time than you'd think. Zested them, and then I put them into one of my ice cream base recipes, and I made the most luxurious orange. I can't even, I'm like looking away. I'm having an emotional moment thinking about it. It is stupid good, and because I truly only believe it's that good because we have such incredible produce here. So maybe grab a couple of those golden nugget oranges. That's what I've been eating so much lately. To me, it's like a better Sumo. Similar, very easy to peel, juicy, fruity. I mean, this thing, I'm telling you, I can't tell you, like between the zest and the fresh orange juice I used in the base, it is crazy. It's one of those, I wish I had a freezer in my office because I'd bring some to share with everybody. And that's just an excuse because I'm probably just going to eat it all in my living room. Okay, on that, I've pitched Beer Fest, I've pitched all this good stuff. I want you now, it's snack time. We got to dive in. Let me introduce you to a cool brand that we're carrying here in the store called Henrietta Said. I think you're going to love these nuts. And if you don't, I might just think you're wrong. In the meantime, here we go. Well, let me welcome to the show, Lisa. Henrietta Said, what's up? How are you doing today, Lisa?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad that we got to bond over our mutual appreciation for the digital backgrounds.
Of course. I mean, that's how all good Zoom calls start. So
I think so too. Honestly, maybe I missed a little game here. I could have made my own custom backgrounds. I wasn't really thinking. Instead, I'm not sure what science lab this is supposed to be, but hopefully the audience loves this. Well, instead of my yammering, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and about Henrietta Said?
Great. So thanks for having us on today. So I'm Lisa Smith. I'm the director of marketing at Truly Good Foods. So we are a women-owned, family-run business. We've been around since 1977. Manufacturer. We make a lot of snack mixes, roast nuts. Henrietta Said is really our first CPG brand that we're really excited to launch. We just launched it last May. Very excited. It's in your guys' stores now. It's a line of wing flavored peanuts. So we took wing flavors and put it on a vegan peanut. So you can enjoy it. Has bold global flavors. The concept was really, how do we introduce peanuts to a younger generation with bold, spicy flavors? And as you've seen with the packaging, a lot of fun branding around it. Each flavor has their own character, has their own scandalously spicy story. So from a marketing perspective, it's been super fun to kind of launch this brand and keep it going online too.
Oh, I can't even imagine. And my first thought when the box arrived, as I was like, oh, look, I mean, maybe I'm a sucker for good marketing in that regard, but it was that thing where as soon as I saw the package, I was like, oh, I already like the brand. It was like my style of humor. I love like the whole, like you said, scandalously spicy and having like all the kind of like tabloid things. I just thought it was great. It was really funny off the rip. So I was excited to eat it visually even, right?
Right.
I think you made a good comment about like, you know, this is a good way to bring something like peanuts, a classic snack that doesn't, I didn't even think about this until you said this out loud, but I was like, huh, that is a product that I hadn't heard talked about as much in the snack space, right? And a very interesting thing, and your flavors are great. And I know I said this off air, and as promised, I'll say it on air too.
Great.
So everybody hears it, but the, I mean, I tried a bunch of great flavors, like the buffalo one, obviously classic, delicious. The lemon pepper was good, but the one that really stood out to me was the ancho kimchi flavor. That was a dream I didn't know I had, right? I've been eating peanuts for 40 years. I was like, I didn't know you could change this.
Love that. Yeah. And from a flavor profile way, I mean, like you said, peanuts are something everybody loves, but you don't really think about it because they're just always there. So the idea was we chose peanuts because they have the most protein of any nut. So 7 grams protein per serving. So how do we take that? We use Virginia extra large peanuts. So they're jumbo peanuts. That's why the characters are what we call plus size peanuts. So you can really see the difference between peanuts that you're kind of used to. So, and we took kind of traditional wing flavors like buffalo, lemon pepper. You kind of got to have those. Nashville hot chicken with pickle, which really just slices through that heat, is definitely a favorite if you like super spicy. And then, like you said, my personal favorite is the ancho kimchi. That's the one I'm most proud of. It's kind of an innovative flavor that you haven't really seen anywhere else. And kimchi is kind of something that could intimidate people, the idea of it. So putting it on a snack makes it much more approachable. And I think they really get excited about that flavor profile.
I love that. I think that's such a great thing too. Yeah. And you're so right. It's like an easy, it's the, you know, what's the old expression? The gateway drug into enjoying.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I was like, that's how I feel about when I see these. I was like, let's take
a taste.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You just want a little taste and you find out and then you're like, oh, now I love this too. What were some of like the unique challenges you've run into, both just bringing the product to market outright, but also as a female-owned business?
Sure. So I think we're lucky in the sense that because we've been around for 47 years, we have kind of a really strong foundation to us. Our brand's mainly on the B2B side and what we would call out-of-home markets. So we're in a ton of airports and colleges and hospitals and things like that. But we had a small retail presence and it was mostly bulk. So I think that's been the hardest part, is just getting it out there. It always takes a long time. We're lucky to have kind of self-funding, so we don't have to worry about raising funding and things like that. So that's been really fun. And then it's just really, where's the white space in the category that we think we could kind of pop into? So we really felt like, again, peanuts had a big white space. People weren't really focused on it. It's been almonds for a long time. So we felt like there was some white space there. And we felt like having kind of a female voice on bold flavors and spicy flavors was a really interesting dichotomy too.
Oh, absolutely. That's so, I'm sorry to like smirk when you mentioned the almonds thing, but you're right. The almonds, your day's done. I'm saying that right in the camera. You're done. Almonds. You've had your time. Yeah, you're posted. Get out of here. What's coming next? Pistachios? You were wrong. It's peanuts.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep. And then the name, which I'm sure you're curious about because that comes up a lot. How do we come up with that name?
I figured when I saw Lisa writing me back, I was like, well, Henrietta did not say that.
She kind of represents all of us. But the idea is, I think it's a super memorable name, but it represents our Southern heritage. So we're based in Charlotte, North Carolina, even though I'm an Ohio girl myself. So very familiar with your stores.
That's
awesome.
Like
a little Ohio going on in Charlotte, but represents that Southern heritage. We're proudly women owned, so it's a female name. And then the hen in Henrietta, that's a subtle allusion to the chicken wing flavors. So kind of calls out that.
That's a really clever extra wrinkle. I really love that.
Yeah.
That's
it's really fun when we're able to kind of tell that story because it's super subtle. Most people wouldn't get it, but then when you do, you're like, oh yeah, I love that.
I love that. I love a little subtle thing. It's like, you know, the popularity of things like Easter eggs showing up, right? We're like, we all want to feel like a secret sleuth, right? I want to uncover like, what if they name this because it's all chicken flavors, right? So that'll be my new story at parties when I'm bringing peanuts to places.
Love it. Yeah, and even with the the packaging too, the idea of that was we kind of own this Charlotte Rose color. So it's super unique, really pops. And then the characters are so unique. And to your Easter egg point, they all kind of have little hidden things. So like some people catch the tattoos immediately, some
Yes.
don't, the little stories. So like it's really fun, I think, to discover on the shelf too, and kind of draws you in and makes you want to read more.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just so many cool options that way, and so many different things that you can look at in that space. It's so unique and different, honestly. Was there I mean, I know we kind of bounce around the peanut thing. Was there a reason that you went that way? I mean, and I'm thinking more from like a functional standpoint. It was like, were these, because they are, you mentioned this too, the peanuts are surprisingly large. And so I kept thinking, I was like, is there like a surface area thing? Is there some trick that I'm unaware of? Because I also noticed that these seem to like retain the flavor pretty uniformly across the packaging.
Yeah, so peanuts just a really fun nut to flavor in general because it has so much flavor on its own. We roast everything in peanut oil too, which is a little unique from other manufacturers. That adds kind of another layer of flavor on it. And then, like I said, protein was really the main reason we chose peanuts. So because it started us with 7 grams protein, we thought that was a great base.
Obviously, protein is a big thing that's popular. And, something you mentioned early on, and maybe you can help expose my ignorance, but wouldn't most peanuts be, you mentioned they were vegan, wouldn't they mostly be vegan? Is that a thing?
They are.
Or do I not know something? Because I'm like, wait a second, hit me.
They are. Why we bring up vegan is just because they're meat flavors. I think people are a little bit confused at first.
See, there's that ignorance. I know it's going to happen. I was like, oh, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah.
And then I think a lot of times vegan snacks or protein snacks can be pretty boring, or they're artificial bars and things like that. So how we're able to bring in like plant-based protein vegan snacks just makes it a little bit more exciting when you're trying to eat a little bit healthier.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that too. I think that's a great thing. And see, like I said, I'm here to ask the questions everyone else I feel afraid of asking. I'm like, wait a second, that's great. Oh, I see. We got the Stanley tumbler out there. Is that as good as it's advertised?
Not, I was influenced. The marketer being influence. That's how it goes.
Well, you have to be a little bit. I feel like in our line of work, we have to also take it in a little bit to see it's like, what is working for someone else. How can I do my own spin on that? That's so cool. What are some of the other things you have coming down the pipeline? Are there new flavors in the works? Are there
so we definitely have an innovation pipeline right now going on for this brand. So as we start to get more and more distribution, it's what flavor is next. So we always keep our eye on flavor trends. So I think it'll definitely be, without saying too much, it'll be in the vein of Ancho Kimchi, meaning, flavor fusion, flavors you're not used to. And then it's, what regionality makes sense. That's a big thing for us, is how do we expand more in like the global type flavors.
Very cool. This is just going to be my chance to beg you to do something with gochujang on it. I'm like, give me that Korean spice, baby.
Okay, got it.
It's on Earth. We can. It's a country. It's a place we can go to. Oh my gosh, that sounds so delicious too. Because I in my head the whole time I was eating this, I was like, that little sweet spicy combo. I think it's going to be hitting for me.
So are you a spicy person?
Emotionally speaking, I do appreciate spice, but I don't chase it the way a lot of like the hotheads do. But I have a really good tolerance for it, and I really do appreciate it. I would say I'm a balanced guy. Like I want something really hot in the dish, but I want something to sit on the opposite end of it too, so they kind of play.
Yep, agree.
Yeah, I like the idea that my food and maybe my drinks taste a little mad at me. You know, like high carbonation.
Sure, you got to earn it from them, right?
So awesome. Yeah. On the product end though, but we're just sticking mostly, and again, any of this guy can chop out, but on the product end, we're sticking just going straight with the peanuts though still, right?
I think for now, I mean, I do see product extensions along the way. Maybe we look at other nuts, other themes. It's kind of all in the works. Like where we're at right now, just hitting kind of our first year mark. Her birthday was May 15th. So belated birthday to little Miss Henrietta.
That's a big day in my house too, actually. It's my mom's birthday.
Love
so
it.
I appreciate it.
Strong women everywhere. So I love that. So, it's really now about getting it out to retail and consumers. What's the feedback we're hearing? What do you need to tweak? What do you need to, move fast on? So, even something like we started to hear from consumers like, well, is this supposed to be super spicy or not super spicy? So we added like spice levels to the packaging. So like that's rolling out now. Just a little helpful for consumers to know if you don't like any spice, then lemon pepper is your girl because it's more pepper spicy. And then you want spiciest, give Nashville a try. So, and I do see like the new flavors being even spicier too, just to kind of deliver on that scandalously spicy.
Oh, sure. And what I thought was really nice about these is that even the really hot ones were still pretty approachable, right? Like it was, I want to say that to anybody that is out there that would see this and go like, well, do I want that one? I'm like, honestly, try it. If you have like a little bit of adventure in you, I don't think it's definitely not like biting into a ghost pepper, but it's like,
it's something you can snack on a 5-ounce bag of.
Exactly. And I think you did a great job. Again, going back to my comment about balance, where like it does, all the flavors come through pretty, and I thought that across all of the samples that you sent me, where they were all like, I was very pleased with it. Peanuts have been in the lexicon again at the house. You know what I mean?
Love it. Yeah.
It was kind of you made such a great point about that. I'm never going to forget it now. I was like, we did just let snack food be kind of, taken for granted. And, and I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. I mean, young people need to get into peanuts too. It's not your grandpa's nut. It's,
Right. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine that? It's like, that's the show clip. It's just us.
Yeah, exactly. Let's
like your grandparents. Oh, that's awesome. All right. Let me bring on, what is one thing that you would like to say directly to the audience or just the consumers in general about the product? If you could encourage them or whatever, the floor is yours.
Sure. Well, we love your guys' stores. So the consumer, I think, is the perfect fit for this product. Y'all are fun, you're adventurous, you don't take things seriously. And this brand, at the end of the day, we're all about bold flavor, and we have these health benefits to it, but it's all with a lot of fun. So, and snacking should be fun, it should be enjoyable, and it should be a full experience. So even after you try it, come follow us on Instagram. We have a lot of fun videos and stories there too. And we would just love to have, your audience become our audience too.
Awesome. Well, I think they will. I'm going to try and get them. Look, one of the things on here is that somebody asked me recently, they're like, have you found anything you hated at work? And I said, not really, obviously, but I'm generally kind of preference. I kind of know what I like. And I think we're really privileged here in that we have like 200,000 SKUs and almost everything rules. And I've been doing a series for a while where I'm going through tasting everything. I'm like, no bias, just like, I've never heard of this. Let's find out if I like it. And obviously there's the internal bias of somebody who's just giving an opinion, whatever. But I love this kind of stuff. I am really hot on all the CPG stuff right now. So like, again, I know I said it earlier, but I just really want to reiterate. I think the packaging rules, I love the whole vibe of everything. It's funny hearing the spice level thing. I think obviously that's a great addition too, but I still want to warn everybody. I'm like, don't be afraid of it. But I really enjoyed the product. So I'm really glad you're in here too. I'm glad you can elevate my snack game too.
Oh, we love to hear that. And you guys do a fabulous job of just curating snacks and products for your consumers. It's just such a fun experience to go to your stores. So that's why we were super excited.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that too. Well, maybe there's a little event collab we can work on in the future.
I love that.
We got some ideas in the old back burner. But
I'm a Cleveland girl, but I'll go down south.
Yeah, right. Or worst case, send a body. It'll be fine.
Ohio against the world, all that. Yeah, we'll band together.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Lisa. I really appreciate it.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for joining me. That was a lot of fun. Again, the kimchi peanut, it goes crazy. It's so good. It's like that. I mean, they've all been really, really good so far, but that's the one that, like, if you had to tell me to pick my favorite child, that's the kid, right? So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the samples. I really love the packaging. The branding is really funny and cute, and hits a lot of good notes for me. So I hope you all come into the store and try those out too, unless you have a nut allergy, in which case, maybe you didn't even watch this episode. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to go back to sleep because I sound like this. I've got some fun stuff coming up. I am, excuse me, I'm collaborating with a few places. So you'll see this very soon. We're working on it. Like I mentioned earlier, Lou's got some deals on pizzas coming in, for example. So he's always bringing in fun stuff. So we've got in deli right now some grab-and-go pizzas from La Pizza Italiana, which is really good. We're working on this whole pizza video that's separate where I reviewed a bunch of stuff. And that placed 2 out of all of the pizzas that we tried in the store. So if that gives you an idea, it's on sale. And then I'm going to actually team up as part of this episode with a local pizza company called Trophy Pizza. And we're going to do a whole thing where I make a signature pie with them. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll meet some pizza experts, all that good stuff. The owners of the company, it's really good. They're one of my favorite pizza places in town. It reminds me a lot of the pizza I grew up eating in New York and New Jersey. So you can imagine I'm finally happy about pizza here in the Midwest. That's fun. We played around with with Ben at Starlight Donut Lab last week. He needed rhubarb, and I was like, okay, well, this is enough for me to make a collaborative post on Instagram. And then he and I think, are going to cook up something fun because they also do savory donuts. So like last week, for example, they did a chicken tikka masala donut. It went insane. So you can imagine my brain is just kicking up. So stay tuned for all that stuff. I think I should have that pizza episode to you next week. Looking forward to that. Still cutting through some footage from our Sweets and Snacks Expo. I can't wait to show you all that. Anyway, I really appreciate all of your support, kindness, love, all of that stuff. Oh, you know what? While I'm here, one more thing. You know, I know it's Beer Festival coming up this weekend, but I wanted to show you this. You got to try this. Parlor, they brought in a whole line of stuff. Now, their root beer is excellent. I tried their butterscotch root beer the other day. That was really good. It's very butterscotch forward. Maybe a little more than I would personally like, but the real winner for me out of the 3 is definitely birch beer. So I am sure you've heard me talk about it on the show, but oh my gosh, if you get a chance, check this out. We carry this at least in the Fairfield store. It'll be on the end cap near Soda and like where the chips are and everything here. Definitely give it a try if you get a chance. They sent me a bunch of samples and it is really, really good. It makes me want to do my root beer bracket again from a couple years ago rather. I don't know. Chris, where are you? You want to do that root beer bracket again? It's a lot of fun. Anyway, check out Parlor while you're at it. I really, really like this. And it's my duty as the soda sommelier to put delicious beverages in your face. Okay, that's it for me, for real. I really do need to stop talking. Listen how weird I sound. I hope you all have a great week. Thank you so much for supporting. Hopefully see you at Beer Fest. And if not, you can catch me out in the aisles.
The Jungle Gyms podcast is recorded in the WJJI studio inside Jungle Gyms International Market in Fairfield, Ohio. The Jungle Gyms podcast is produced and hosted by Mark Borison.